My God, man. I find it funny that this is the first time that Brock Lesnar has legitimately actually made me laugh. I swear. Like, I'm not a fan of this dude. I'm not even a fan of Brock Lesnar, and here he is, cracking me up with his boombox gimmick. Like, what are the chances of that? You know, it's okay to laugh, to find something entertaining. It is okay to laugh and find something funny. And this was actually quite funny. Seeing Brock Lesnar dance, you know, dancing to the beat of the music in his boombox, Money in the Bank boombox. I thought that was funny. They even sold some t-shirts for it. Brock Party. How can people not laugh at that? Oh, he's a beast. That's why we shouldn't be laughing. So a beast can't do comedy? Is that what you're saying? Oh, a legit monster like Brock Lesnar shouldn't be trying to make us laugh with a boombox. You know, I want to give a quick shout out to a guy by the name of Geekdom 101, and I want to, you know, I actually have seen a couple of his videos covering WWE wrestling, and you know what? He has a good point here with this tweet. He says, WWE has had a very bad show. AEW had a good show. This does not mean WWE is in trouble. You sound like a moron. If you think a multi-million-dollar company with 95% market share is in trouble over one show when the sleeping giant awakens, it could lead to greatness for both. And that is true. That is true. WWE is not in trouble. They will never be in trouble. And there's another tweet I retweeted. He said this: Y'all gotta stop being so reactionary. Reaction and then A-R-Y. Reactionary. If that's how you say the word. And taking sides. AEW is good for wrestling, but beating WWE is not happening. It would take many, many mistakes, and WWE doesn't make that many mistakes. This isn't WCW. So I want to give a good shout out to him, man. You know, he's telling the 100% truth. And I find it funny that people can't seriously laugh. So you're saying we can't laugh? You're saying we can't have entertainment? It's called World Wrestling Entertainment. We're supposed to find something entertaining. I just don't get this community. I just don't get this wrestling community. All they want is wrestling. Don't you want to be entertained? My goodness, man. My goodness, man. These friggin' people, man. Like, I don't like Brock Lesnar either, but seriously, this boombox thing was actually kind of funny. You just don't want to smile. That's the fact. You're so caught up in AEW, you just refuse to find something funny. Come on, man. Can you guys lighten up? So Brock Lesnar, he confronted the champions again, doing his boombox. Funny stuff. There's funny stuff with his boombox. And it was later, and also later on in the show, he revealed that it was revealed that he has 1 year to cash it in, and Brock didn't sound too happy that he had to cash in, that he has to take, you know, maybe like 1 year to cash in his Money in the Bank. So yeah. Well, that's the rules, Brock. That's the rules. You can't just dance and boombox to that thing. You can't just dance and boombox to that thing for a while. Just saying, man. So, then we had Dolph Ziggler brawling with Xavier Woods. And he addressed Kofi Kingston as well. You know, I actually am liking what Dolph Ziggler is doing. I am actually liking what Dolph is doing here. He sounds really, Dolph is one of the best in WWE. I would like it if Dolph Ziggler had a run with the WWE Championship, but I think he and Kofi put on a lot of great matches together, like when they had the United States title, Intercontinental title. They've had some great matches together, even when Kofi was in that tag team with Evan Bourne and R-Truth, and Ziggler was teaming with Swagger at the time. That tag team, the tag team stuff, you know, Ziggler and Kofi have always had some good matches together. So, and so that was Ziggler's segment. I actually didn't mind it. Thought it was pretty good. Then we had Shane McMahon taking on a guy who looks like a jobber, by the name of Lance. I'm guessing he has Roman Reigns' last name. I'm guessing he has Roman's last name. His name's Lance and a Y. That's it. That's how you say his name. So I find this actually a bit weird that they bring in this little jobber that kind of looks like Roman. He's wearing the Roman clothes and all that stuff. Yeah, this stuff wasn't really that good. This really wasn't that good. I didn't really like this. I thought this was pretty dumb. I didn't really like this. You see, now this is how you be neutral. You talk about the good stuff and you talk about the bad stuff. This is how you be neutral. Instead of being a one-sided asshole. Roman Reigns would then come out and attack Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon. I wasn't a fan of this at all. Seth Rollins confronted Brock Lesnar. This was when Brock Lesnar found out that he had 1 year in his contract to cash in. Otherwise, if he doesn't cash in within that 1 year, he will lose the Money in the Bank. He didn't look too happy about it either. So we had the Women's Punishment Tag Team match. That's what I'm going to be calling this. The Women's Punishment match. It was Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross taking on the Iconics. Now, I do know... Now, the reason why I mentioned the word punish, because Peyton Royce made remarks to AEW because her boyfriend Shane Spears, a.k.a. Ty Dillinger, was a part of the company, and she made a couple of remarks on AEW supporting her boyfriend. That's why I called it a punishment match, because this is basically what this was. Peyton got pinned. Like I said, this was a punishment. She got pinned because of her remarks by Becky's new finisher called the Manhandle. Don't know if it's her disarmer or something new, but I don't mind a new finisher, man. I don't mind a new finisher. We had Ricochet take on Cesaro. Another great performance by these two, by the way. So this is the type of stuff we need. And another thing I want to say is that I wish WWE would get away. If there's one thing I want to say quickly, I wish WWE would get away with the segments to start off the show. Yes, that's what they did in the Attitude Era, but there were also times in the Attitude Era that they would have matches first and then a segment. Ricochet and Cesaro, this would have been a good way to kick off Monday Night Raw. This would have been a great match to kick off Monday Night Raw to get people excited about the show. So these two had another great match. Ricochet and Cesaro can excite me all the time because Ricochet is that good. See, I can like some indie talents and enjoy WWE at the same time. I'm not one-sided. I don't show favoritism. Ricochet got the victory this time against Cesaro. 50-50 booking, I presume? Jericho and Omega kind of had a 50-50 situation. But 50-50 booking doesn't exist in the independents, by the way. Because but somehow 50-50 booking doesn't exist in AEW. But whatever. Rey Mysterio will fall for the United States Championship next week. Why did you give him the title then? This is a legitimate question. Why did you give him the title? Samoa Joe, you take the title off Samoa Joe for no reason whatsoever. You take the championship off him for literally no reason. And the fact that Samoa Joe, his entire body, and I actually did re-watch Money in the Bank to actually check this out. Samoa Joe's shoulders weren't even on the ground, and his entire body wasn't even on the ground. So basically, you did this just to make Rey Mysterio a Grand Slam champion, and now he has to forfeit the title. You really should have just had Samoa Joe retain. Seriously, I just don't like. I just don't like when WWE do unnecessary things that shouldn't be necessary. Rey Mysterio doesn't need to be a Grand Slam champion. Like John Cena, he doesn't need to be a Grand Slam champion. They just wanted to add him to that long list of Grand Slam champions. AJ Styles was attacked backstage by Baron Corbin, and because of the attack, he was unable to compete in the Fatal 4-Way. The Fatal 4-Way, it was Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman, The Miz, and Bobby Lashley to battle it out in a Fatal 4-Way to determine the number one contender for the Universal Championship, and Baron Corbin got the win. Baron Corbin, the biggest heel in WWE. Yes, he is the biggest heel, regard what you people think of him. And it's not go away heat either. You people straight up hate him. So it's heat. It's heel heat. I'm not a big fan of Corbin either, but I'm just stating the truth. So he'll be taking on Seth Rollins at the Super Showdown. Bray Wyatt in his Firefly Funhouse, another great segment for Bray Wyatt. You know, WWE Bray Wyatt is so good with his gimmicks. Bray Wyatt is so good with the gimmicks that he's given, man. I wish WWE would give this guy a chance. His Live in Fear gimmick was great. Eater of Worlds. Live in Fear is the name of his theme. His old character was great. He has all the Eater of Worlds. He had like a great character. WWE had a great character with Bray Wyatt. Whatever character you give him, you could probably give him a comedy-like character like freaking Brock Lesnar with a boombox, and he'd probably even do that successfully well. So yeah, I feel like Bray Wyatt should be Universal Champion. Hopefully WWE doesn't ruin this whole thing with Bray Wyatt, and they make him and they build him up to where he can really be looked at as a serious threat. if anybody should take the Universal Championship off of Seth Rollins, I'd have to say Bray Wyatt. Build Bray Wyatt up and make him look like a serious threat. I feel like WWE has what it takes to do that. They cannot screw up this gimmick. They gave him, he had a great gimmick with the Eaters of Worlds. They screwed that up because they killed him so many times. They beat that character so many times it was hard for it to recover. And they've given him a new gimmick with the Firefly Funhouse. This is your chance, WWE. This is your chance to make Bray Wyatt a success. People love this Firefly stuff that he's doing. You gotta capitalize on the things that are good. So, next we had Sami Zayn. No, sorry, not Sami Zayn. We didn't have that next. The other most entertaining thing about Monday Night Raw is the 24/7 Championship. And yes, I'm going to like this because it's entertainment. It's entertaining to watch. The Casino Battle Royal had so many freaking comedy. And yeah, you people enjoy that shit, but you don't enjoy the comedy that WWE give to you. Unfreaking believable, right? Fickle. So the Raw roster chased R-Truth, the 24/7 champion, throughout the Memorial Day party. So R-Truth, R-Truth, man, he's such a great comedy actor, dude. He's such a great comedy actor with that 24/7 championship, man. It's great. It's great, man. How could you not like this? It's like I said, the Hardcore Championship was the same thing. How can you go from loving something in the old WWF Attitude Era days to downright despising it now? You sound like a bunch of hypocrites and a bunch of fickle idiots for liking something in the Attitude Era and not liking it now. I'm over this. Fans can't be neutral. Fans have to be one-sided. And I'm not one-sided. I'm calling it straight down the middle. Sami Zayn was the first guest on the electric chair. Kind of like a lie detector test, to speak the truth. And my favorite thing about this is that Sami Zayn mentioned AEW. He mentioned AEW. And I find it funny that so many people got all upset because he mentioned AEW. And people on social media were saying, oh, Vince, he said the bad word. He said a bad word, AEW. He said a real bad word. You should tell him off. It's freaking great. Great. Call out that pissant company. Call out that stupid pissant company. Go ahead, Sammy. Go right ahead. I won't stop you, man. And they're not doing it to sound cool either. They're doing it because they are letting AEW know, we know you're here. Please. Frick, please. Fans are becoming brainwashed. Fans are becoming brainwashed these days. And then finally the main event was Seth Rollins. We saw him 3 times tonight. This is why I feel like WWE really needs to cut down on the segments. They really do. And they have so many commercials as well. That's another big problem. They really need to cut down the promo section. They really need to cut this down. I did say this, and I did say this. I said that they really need to cut down their segments. They need to start giving us more wrestling and less segments. Like I said, Ricochet and Cesaro, that should have started off the show. It's okay to have maybe 1 or 2 segments. But you don't need to rehash it with so many segments. Because we saw Seth Rollins 3 times tonight. And people said Roman Reigns was shoved down our throats. Holy cow, man. So Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn had a good main event match. And Seth Rollins got the victory. It's basically that, man. Yes, Monday Night Raw was bad. Yes, I get it. Monday Night Raw was bad. But that doesn't mean they're in trouble. Please, use your brain. Use your brain for once. Thank you to my good... Thank you to Geekdom 101 for spilling the truth to all these AEW idiots who want to shit on WWE because they think it's a fun thing to do. So thank you everybody for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up. Comment your thoughts down below. Comment your thoughts on Sami Zayn mentioning AEW and everything I mentioned here. And I'll see you all in my next video. See you then, guys.